Hi guys, my name is Meads. This is going to be a review for another one of PLUM's small kits, and particularly on their Pla-Act series, number 6, we have Ambrosius. Now this is quite interesting. I've been collecting them, I've been building them, as well as reviewing them. I don't know, there's just a certain appeal to them that I really like. And this one in particular, that crest on the forehead looks like a crown. Yep. Although I keep calling him Ambrosia. Why Ambrosius? It's kind of weird. But anyways, here's the box art. I got mine from Amiami. I think it's still readily available. Here we go. To the back. Can't really read them. But this might be the price. It's around $40. Around there, give or take. And on to the side there kind of gives us what's inside. So pretty much it's an armored knight with a shield and sword. There we go. Kind of similar to Arthur, which I've reviewed before. Anyways, that's pretty much it for the box. Let's take a look inside. Alright, so we have Ambrosius here. Just snap built it and added panel lines. And definitely for this particular kit, you gotta have the panel lines. For comparison, for what it looks like without it, for those who've remembered, I did review Arthur right here. And Arthur does not have panel lines at all. And if you look closely, I added those the black sections here, kind of fill in those. If you look Arthur here, he does not have that, just the plain plastic. And quite a bit of a difference without the panel lining. Yep. And while Arthur is here, in terms of armor design, it's basically the same. Based on where the placements are, yeah, you can tell that they're almost identical. But the molding is obviously different. You get a different sword, different shield, the armor in itself, it's different design, different, but the placement is the same. That's what I'm going for. Alright, so looking at Ambrosius, I really like this. Color, it's kind of weird, a mixture. And as always, the yellow is kind of off. It'll be nice if it's gold, but it's hard to have the gold plastic color. It always looks like it's not so good. So they have this regular yellow here, which is not too bad. Again, when you added a panel line, it becomes good or decent, I guess. It's not too bad. But that red inner frame actually looks great. I like that. Kind of works out well. Although I kind of wish that the white is silver. So here it is. It's quite nice. Now this particular kit, it requires to use some cement or hobby cement or super glue, depending on which you prefer. And I haven't done that. I've actually just used blue tack, and you'll see certain parts will just pop off, like the crotch area here. That's held by blue tack. I haven't glued it in place just because I'm not sure. I might need to pull it out, and it's kind of hard to do that once you have glued that in place. Just in case I have to work on it, I'm not too sure yet. So for the time being, I've used blue tack. I definitely need it on that one. Need it on this white pieces here on the chest. Those kind of fall off quite easily. I might have to put some on the white parts here on the side of the legs, because they're kind of held by a small, like a small peg, and you can just knock it down like that easily. So it's just held by that slit there. It's not too bad, but definitely you need to use glue. You gotta glue certain parts together, especially just the armor, to make it more playable, I guess. That's the term. Otherwise, going over quickly on the articulation, well, I'm not sure if it's gonna be quick, but going over it, you got the neck here, fairly decent. Now for the shoulders, you have this hinge system here that kind of gives you that little bit of movement there. It's not much, but it's something. You can move your elbow here. It's on a ball joint on a peg. Unfortunately, this armor here, it's connected like this, and it doesn't really give you much movement up forward. You do have a bicep swivel. You can bend that elbow. It's double jointed. Yep. Unfortunately, this back side, or you have also the wrist. This backhand here is actually, it's kind of trapped in there in that handle. And to put it back on, you just kind of just press it on to there. Just gotta have to align it somehow. And I'm doing it. There we go. Yeah, it's weird how they have the backhand like designed like this. The thick end is towards the fingers as opposed to the wrist. It's usually the other way around. Yeah. Anyway, so we have that, and you get this giant shield here. You can actually put the sword in there, and to demonstrate that, I'm just gonna pop this wrist joint off. There we go. And it's fits there quite nicely, although it's really loose. Yeah. So you gotta go with gravity. You can only have it upright most of the time, or a certain angle, but just make sure it doesn't slide off. Now we have the waist here, which is a bit stiff, and again, things could tend to pop off. The side skirt's on it's on a polycap here, on a straight peg, as you can see here, but the connection on the polycap and the plastic is just a bit too loose. See how that red piece is just kind of sandwiched on this grape? Yeah, it's a bit loose. It's not too bad as long as it stays there. Then you have your whole leg assembly here. It does have a knee joint, and hopefully I don't. It's double jointed as well. So it's a fairly good bend. But then again, getting it around the armor could be an issue. So just a heads up. And armors are all detachable. I think at one point I kind of want to just put magnets on all of them. That way I can interchange it with the other Pla-Acts. But if you think about it, it's the same frame. Each one has their own character. It's the armor that makes it makes a character. So yeah, it's probably no need to use magnets. Anyways, that's that. Your front skirt here, it's attached on the polycap. You can move this around. You can even turn it side to side on that polycap on top. This back piece here does tend to pop out here. Again, small slits. Yeah. I wish there were pegs, but then again, we're just gonna make good of what they have. Again, if we glue this, that's probably what's gonna fix the problem. On the back side, it's on a polycap on top here. You can move this around. There we go. And you get your ankle joint here. And that's it. It's actually a bit tricky putting this leg together. There's a slit here on the ball joint there. Just a little slit. This allows you to move the leg a little bit further out. So you gotta keep that in mind when you're putting that joint in. And it's actually a polycap. Certain places like this rectangular piece here that goes on the elbow, those are actually polycaps. Even the knee piece here is a polycap. Giant one. Alright, so it's just gonna keep popping up those armors. Alright, as I put this back here, I'm just gonna set this down here. So there are other accessories on this, just a few more things. You're gonna have a weapon rack here which mounts on the back. Let's see here. Here we go. You can mount it here, and actually for other Pla-Acts, that's kind of how it is. You pop this off here. It'll just yeah, it just rests there. Then if you grab your shield, you can put it here, probably upside down like this. So that's one way to store it. It's too far back, and I mean, he can hold that position, but it kind of looks weird. It's probably best to just have him hold it on both hands. Alright, so aside from the weapon rack, we have a spare of hands. Here we go. Open hands here. And that's about it. Unfortunately, there's not much in terms of accessories for this kit. Yeah. And I think that's similarly for all Pla-Acts. They only have the weapon holders and the open hand. That's it. You're gonna have a pair of this red backing. It's basically from the inner frame, which you swap out to have that silver backing instead. Yep. Yeah, unfortunately, not much going on. And when you look at the price point, we're paying about 40 bucks here, maybe a little bit more. And does it warrant for this kit? If you compare it to Bandai, no. Because for Bandai, with that 40 bucks, you can buy a Master Grade. Which you get a lot more than this kit. On the other hand though, you kind of consider that PLUM is not that well known, and I don't think they make a kit as much as Bandai to bring down the cost. That's probably the reason why the kits are a bit more expensive. It's kind of a bit more specialized. And really, yeah, it really depends on you. If you like the design, like myself, hence why I'm buying it, there you go. But otherwise, it's not for someone, or a kit for someone to begin with. Although it's actually quite straightforward. It's not a hard kit. But for those who doesn't want to use glue, yeah, this is not a kit for you, because you definitely need to use glue on certain parts. But bottom line, just adding panel line does bring out the detail on this kit, which is great. There is no stickers on this kit at all. None provided. But yeah, there we go. I don't think I missed out on anything. If you got questions, let me know. And I will still continue collecting Pla-Acts. I do like the design. Hopefully they will kind of switch it out. Maybe a little bit of different next time around. But seems like it's still going to be the same premise. Having that armor on top of that inner frame. And I do have those birds. I've been asked a few times, what about those add-on birds for the like a wing backpack? I will get to those eventually. Anyways, that's about it. So until then, this is Meads. Thanks for watching.